Oh yeah, SH Monsterarts Godzilla 1989. This just came in today. I'm super stoked because this is one of my favorite suits. It's probably like top 5 favorite suits. So I can't wait to get this guy open. Alright, so here we have the figure out of the box. I've been playing around with it for about, I don't know, 10-15 minutes now. And I gotta say, there's some things I like, there are some things I'm not too big a fan of, as with any figure, but let's just go over the things that I like. First of all, the sculpt is really, really good. This looks like Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Biollante. He has the same proportions, you know, really long neck and like really big like torso and legs. He's got a really long tail. The dorsal plates are appropriately 1989, and just overall, I mean, he looks the way he should. I mean, which is really good. So in terms of paint, I mean, the whole body is a very charcoal, like gray, and it's just like lighter grays on the dorsal plate. And then if you look at the arms, you can see that with the hands, it's got like almost like an amber color. It's a much deeper, darker amber color on the toes, but you know, overall, and the mouth too. The mouth has the most janky paint on the whole figure, but like in the two front teeth, you can see that it's kind of like, if I can get it in focus, there it is. It's kind of like melded together right there, almost like the paint got like bumped from one tooth to the other. But I mean, overall, it looks really good. The eyes on mine are fine. I know that's kind of been a point of contention with other Monsterarts Godzillas in the last like 5 or 6 years. The other Monsterarts that looks like this is the birth version. It's got the same kind of coloration as this one, which when I do the size comparison, I'll bring that one up. In terms of articulation, this figure is basically a shrunken down version of that light up 89 Godzilla from like 3 or 4 years ago. So it's got a lot of similar articulation schemes. That one didn't have a waist swivel, but I'll get to that later. The jaw opens up nice and wide. In the promo pictures, it didn't look like it opened up very wide, but it does open up nice and wide. One thing, going back to Sculpt for a second, if you look at the mouth, it looks like, there we go. If you look at the mouth, you can kind of see the jaw like curves up a little bit. It doesn't look great, but it, you know, whatever. It's kind of like the 2002 figure, the 2002 Monsterarts, where the jaw was like bowed down. I don't know. It looked weird, but anyway. Get some good up and down and left and right, you know, your normal stuff. Shoulder moves pretty well. I still need to break in some of the joints. Got arm joints and stuff, you know, all nice and dandy. Good leg rotation and good knee, which is actually something that you don't always get. You know, good foot articulation. In the waist, in the light up version, they had a panel that ran from the back, like from the upper back to the lower back, which basically meant no like thigh swivel, or not thigh, like chest or waist swivel. They basically, what they did, I'm guessing, is that they just took the mold, just took out the light bar, and then just used the same cut from where you detach the figure, and then just added in the waist crunch. It's more of a crunch than a swivel. But you know, it works. And then the tail, this is probably the best Heisei tail we've gotten. They still haven't made these Heisei tails like the best, nothing like their Millennium tails. But this is the only Heisei tail that I can think of that can actually do like a raised tail like this, or at least make it look natural, which is really cool. You can also, if you finagle it, you can get it to look like it's just flat on the ground, which is really cool because he kind of has that look every once in a while in a movie. So Yeah, articulation and sculpt and paint are really good. The only issues I have are like some of the teeth. Otherwise, I mean, everything is just fine on this figure. Also, one bit of articulation that I missed, the tongue, if you use like a toothpick or a pin, can be moved, which, you know, it's pretty neat, but you know, I'm not really going to use it all that much. So here's a size comparison of all of the Heisei Godzillas, or at least of their major sculpts. You got the 94 figure from, God, 10 years ago now. This was the very first one. And then here's the birth version, which is basically the Burning Godzilla. It's the 95 mold that's been reused a million times. And as you can see, I mean, from this angle, he looks like he's shorter than this one, but in real life, he's definitely a little bit taller than this one. He's not quite as big as the 95 version. From the promo pics, I thought that the 89 was going to be a little bit taller just because of the proportions, you know, the longer and like taller neck. But he's about the same size. Now that I look at him from the camera. Which one do I prefer? I think 89 I think I like more because, I mean, these two figures, I mean, this is the very first one, so, you know, they're still working things out. And then this guy, you know, as much as I like him, I think this is one of those molds that just hasn't aged all that well. So I'll get some other figures. Let's see, here is the GMK 2001 Monsterarts and the GVK 2021 Godzilla. And as you can see, he's, you know, a little bit shorter. GMK is standing pretty much straight up, and then 2019 is actually like leaning forward, so he's not at his, you know, full height. So as you can see, the 89 is just a tiny bit short, but it's not that big a deal. You know, I'm not going to be doing any cross promotions between eras, so it's not really gonna bother me all that much. And for anyone thinking of crossing like lines with the SH Figuarts Ultraman, this definitely works, I think. And anybody that wants to use the NECA Kong, I mean, more power to you. It won't work all that well, but, you know, if you want to, go ahead. Alright, now, here is Godzilla and his movie counterpart, Biollante. And, oh, she's knocking things over already. And as you can see, this looks awesome. Man, let me tell you, oh, that looks super cool. Just got them, you know, roaring at each other. You know, they never fought in the city, but, you know, this looks super cool. I think this is only the second like movie cast that I have the whole cast of, because Biollante is really the only other non-Godzilla, except for the King of the Monsters figures. It's the only non-Godzilla Monsterarts I have. So anyway, these guys look great together. As you know, as expected, they look really, really cool. And yeah, would I recommend you get them? Yeah, I definitely would. If you have the money, definitely get them. So overall, you know, I think with what I covered and talked about, I really, really like this figure. This is, you know, once I break in some of the joints, I think this is going to be probably one of my favorites. I really love this design, like I mentioned earlier in the review, and I think that, you know, for what it is, I mean, it's a high-end collectible, but I really like it. It doesn't come with any accessories, which is kind of a shame, although in this shot I am just using the 94 breath effect. It doesn't fit in the mouth properly, so you just kind of have to risk scratching the paint on the teeth. But, you know, overall, as one big package, I think it's really good. With his counterpart, Biollante, you know, as you can see in this shot, it looks really, really cool. I would definitely recommend you get at least Godzilla, if you can, get Biollante, because these two complement each other extraordinarily well, and it would definitely look really, really neat on the shelf. So with that being said, I've been Kaimo Films. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share the video around. And don't think I have anything else to say. So I guess I'll see you later.